Today, we are going to talk about how accurate SEO tools are. So this conversation was sparked. We had a mutual friend that I was talking about that was looking at our traffic and had said that Neil's traffic was down and my traffic was up 20%. And then funny enough, that wasn't exactly the case. And so we want to spend this episode to talk about the accuracy of these, also because Neil happens to have an SEO tool. So you want to go first, Neil?
Yeah, so I know that where a lot of these people buy their data from, because we buy data from similar sources, or if not actually the same sources. People all have their own formulas, but here's the thing with SEO traffic and just traffic in general from these tools. Some people are going to say, oh, it's down. Some tools are going to say it's up. These tools aren't 100% perfect. Does that mean that you shouldn't use them? No, I think they're valuable because they can show you things like keyword gaps. They can show you things like where to get link opportunities from. They can show you your traffic compared to the competition. And when you look at it, you can compare apples to apples. Even if your Google Analytics says you're up 30%, if these tools say you're only up 5% and your competition's up 10%, chances are they're using a similar formula for the competition as well. So if you're up 30%, really, your competition's up probably more than that. And you should use them as a barometer of how you're doing versus the competition, but you shouldn't use it as an end all be all. It can give you a lot of great insights. It can tell you what you should be focusing on, what's wrong with your site, but don't just assume that when you're looking at a brand new site and let's say you're trying to buy that website or go into a new vertical, be like, oh, this is their traffic. If I start one, I can get this much traffic. All the traffic metrics for all these tools, they're not accurate. No one has 100% accurate data.
Yeah, how I generally like to use these tools is I look at the trend line, so you can look at it from a comparison standpoint, kind of go from there, right? But it's never apples to apples. I will say though, SimilarWeb has gotten pretty damn good with their numbers. To Neil's point,
they're still off. We did for a fun shits and giggles exercise. We typed in, I think it was like almost 500 URLs that we actually need the traffic to, and it's all over the place. They're
500 URLs.
Uh-huh.
This is
It was a little bit under that.
This is a whole nother episode that we should do this on. Okay, so Neil says that I found it. His sample size is 500. My sample size is like 4. He has a better sample size, which we'll talk about in another episode here. But
it's still a good apples to apples comparisons, right?
Well, my point is, like, we started this conversation because like it wasn't accurate to begin with. So I thought SimilarWeb had gotten better, but apparently not.
No. It is actually one of the better ones out there. I'm just saying it's not accurate compared to your real traffic. Like if you look at Google Analytics.
Yep. Or Webmaster Tools. So point is, you should rely on your Webmaster Tools. You should rely on your GA. From there, most importantly, you should rely on the revenue that you're driving from your site. So
yes, who cares if your traffic is up 20% if your revenue isn't even up 1%, right? Like if your traffic is down 10%, your revenue went up 20%. Good for you, dude. Even you and I were talking earlier. Your overall traffic is down this year, but your revenue is up because it's like, yeah, traffic doesn't mean you're necessarily going to make more revenue. A lot of that traffic is irrelevant in the first place.
Yeah. All right. So that is it for today. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.